This is also the other side of winner side top 8. It's a pretty slow defensive pace match. Crushing blow at the very beginning. That crushing blow is, I think, like they were saying, if it breaks a projectile and then the second hit hits only. But yeah, this is actually an interesting match when it comes to these two players. So they played obviously at the Summit qualifier at NLVC. We watched and talked a little bit about that set. They played over there. They've also played in the Summit itself, and Dragon won. So he got the W here. So he lost at the Summit qualifier, won here, and I think that's very characteristic of how he plays, to be honest with you. Dragon is one of those players that, like, is really, really good at when he loses to something, whether it be a character or a player, about going back and just sitting down and being like, okay, I lost. What do I need to improve myself in this matchup against this character, against this player? And one thing about this match that you can see in the zoning is the fire pillars, and there's other zoning tools that get hit by the fans from Katana, right? They throw it kind of high, and yeah, you can see how they trade. Damage is in favor of Cetrion, but she does get knocked down for it, which gives you screen space, right? Which is the interesting thing about it. But yeah, it's a very strange matchup to me. It's primarily two zoning heavy characters. I love the reversal back throw. It's a little scary to do because you know the down one cancel into the boulder is pretty likely. Yeah, back to 0 on block. So it gets countered on the stagger. Big crushing blow, yep. And no breakaway. This is the big combo route that Cetrion gets. This is our highest damage combo. It's off of counter hit or punish. She gets the crushing blow with the boulder. Down one boulder check, nice. You have to respect the fatal blow. Crushing blow requirements or side quests? Yeah, they've got little exclamation points on their head on the side. You gotta walk over to them. Bring me 10 goat pelts and you can crushing blow with your nut punch. Yeah, so Semiij loses fatal blow. The straight rock in the air is one of my favorite crushing blows in the game. For when people jump in and just eat that straight boulder, it does a shit ton of damage. And people keep getting hit by it because obviously you want to jump to get in on the zoning. It's like a very obvious thing to do. Yeah, I mean, you can see Semiij just doing a lot of walk and block. That was a perfect way in, though. And I love that he finished the string. Just like, yeah, whatever. Like, you might as well move forward and give it a shot. Really good. Little things go a long way in a set like this. He jumps over the geyser, which is his one moment to make it in. When she whiffs the geyser, it's a long animation, right? You can see that he's got all these frames. So dash up. Nothing Dragon could do here to really check this, I don't think. Finishes the string. Reversal down one. Notice that Semiij doesn't hit anything back. Because you expect down one into boulder, right? The rock, you expect down one into the rock and then enhance. That's what he's looking for the knockback, right? So he's probably trying to block that. He's trying to flawless block that, get a punish, all this stuff, and then that's why Dragon is just like, okay, down one throw. We talked about that at the summit, about how that's a mix-up that you can start to bring out when you're playing against someone. Clean punish. He had defensive meter, so even if that part didn't kill and he enhanced it, he would try to break away, but the next hit he could just dash up and down too. Because you can't break away until the capture state move is over, or like they do an attack out of the capture state. But that's what I mean about Dragon, is like, his adjustments are really strong, and he already understands, okay, when I down one, people are going to try and block and then flawless block the boulder to push them away. So what do they start doing? He's going to do down one throw, or down one backdash, or down one into, like, you know, he can start to make his down one checks go even further because he knows I don't need to actually cancel into this. I just can buy myself real estate by the threat of the move. And that's where fighting games get really interesting, is when moves don't have to be used, just the threat of the move lets you do something else. That's when it gets scary. Clean jump. That was a good read that he was going to reversal with the up boulder. Ducks the throw. Crushing blow. You have to break away.
Again, the second he got some offense, Dragon just again with the read. It does
Down one. Flawless block. And notice, okay, so flawless block on that. Beautiful. You notice he's done this move a lot. When you flawless block this second one, notice that there's like no pushback. Katana doesn't get moved back. Normally she would get pushed back to right where like the flawless block logo is. And so even though it's super negative, punishing it is really hard. But if you flawless block it, it keeps you up close. And very, very easy punish. Right? Super, super easy. As easy as thinking. Lane Pavagi, thanks very much for coming through. Damn, that's a lot of dog emotes. That was a sick punish. What up, everybody? How's it going? Man, these outfits are crazy. This Katana outfit is weird as fuck. Okay, so we just saw that flawless block, right? Everybody saw the flawless block earlier. Notice that this time there is down one, rock, no enhancement. Because he's waiting for him to flawless block and then try to punish or something. So that's really good. That's a cute doggy mode. See how he doesn't finish it that time? Semiij has a neutral jump, but that's what the mind game has become. So already we've seen the mind game of don't amplify the rock to get the second hit. We've seen amplify and then it gets flawless block. We've seen down one into nothing, so you just don't do the move, so they don't even have a chance. Yeah, my roommate has really cute dogs too, so I understand the appeal of cute dogs on Twitch. Whatever you do, you don't want to eat the straight boulder against Cetrion in a matchup like this. That's the one thing. And Semiij does a good job of walking in and waiting until Dragon is not ready for the fan tosses.
And even there, not even rushing in for an opportunity. Patience is the name of the game.
Nice. Clean jump in. Katana's jump too has a big fat hitbox. This is a great move. Nice. That same crushing blow we saw at the start of the set. Straight boulder toss. He's looking for the geyser now on the projectile parry. Clean duck. And he ducks both fans. We've seen a couple of people in this. So there's one thing that's interesting about Mortal Kombat is that generally most projectiles are highs, right? Which means you can duck under them. And then the second projectile, if you enhance it, is sometimes a mid. Right? But Katana's case, they're not, so you can duck them. Like Baraka's second projectile's a mid. So a lot of people out of habit will just kind of, you know, sit there and like eat the mid. Just like I'm eating this tier 1 2 months up. Thanks very much, Sourpuss, for hitting me with that. Oh my god. But yeah, Dragon knows. He's got good matchup knowledge. Man, I cannot believe Dragon did nothing right there. Trade on the fans. One thing we talked about early in this set, right? Yeah, Sonya's is a mid also, is that when Cetrion does these air projectiles, her body is really tall. Even though she's hanging out in this area, her hurt box is low enough to get hit by this fan. See that? So a lot of times Katana can trade with that, and although she loses more life, she gains the advantage of being able to throw another fan. Like, she gets up quicker, Cetrion has to fall and get up off the ground.
There's like one projectile either way. Oh! No need.
Yeah, block, no time on the clock.
100% unnecessary. If it was a final round, maybe. You should have down 2. Maybe that would work.
So that's the one thing you have to think about Cetrion, is that she's a little tall like that. So these Katana fans can hit her out of the air. And the Katana fans are fast too. Teleport out of the corner. He did the far teleport so that he tried to do a punish, but it was reading the close teleport. It was good of Dragon to just commit to the bar. He didn't get a whip punish off of it, but nice. Good character knowledge from both of them, actually. This is really cool. We see a neutral jump. And then Dragon waits. He lets the float happen. He walks back in a range that the jump to will not hit, right? It's not going to hit out in this area. He's safe. He waits, and then he tries to punish the landing frames. Semiij knows that, so he just does the square wave out. He's like, okay, well, I committed to the float. I'm going to get punished. Let me just fly out. Really, really good matchup knowledge from both of them. It was Dragon's matchup knowledge to know that the float was coming and then walk back and look for a punish on the landing frames, and then Semiij to be like, oh shit, and then panic and be like, oh, I'm fine, and then get out of there. That's like really good like resolve to be like, okay, I know exactly what to do in this specific situation. That's like the counter to my counter, you know? and dragging down a lot of life. This is where he has to approach his Cetrion, and I think she has some okay moments where she gets pressure, but really it's throw or stagger is her offense. She doesn't have that scary mids either, and you know, she's one of those characters that her offense isn't that dangerous. It's only really when she gets big counter hits that lead to crushing blows off of beating throws and stuff. That's when she can be a scary character, but she doesn't really have any of that. You know, he already spent the crushing blow early in that match. It's just fine.
Every time now in the future that I mess that up, I'm gonna be like,
Naive Steve is a funny name. Is that your name? You know what makes me mad is when people's names are like, I don't know, Johnny 2x4, and then their like name is like David. That shit makes me really mad. Because, you know, there's like Breaker Dave. He's a very popular fighting game player, plays anime games. His name's not Dave at all. Fucking Breaker Dave. Start of the round with the up pillar. We've seen that again and again and again. Square wave in. I think that was probably a read on exactly what Dragon did, which is the high boulder. That would have been crushing blow if it hit. But he was able to block in time. Wow, wake up roll got him through the throw. That's a punish. As we mentioned, punish or counter hit, you get the punish. Or sorry, the crushing blow, excuse me. That's most of the string's requirements. Most string requirements are if only a certain hit hits, or if it's counter hit or crushing or punish. Those are usually the requirements. Dash. Oh, missed the combo. Damn, what an anti-air. That was really, really, really good spacing from Dragon. And awareness on his character. She has a good standing one anti-air in general, but that was like very specific. Dragon's so good. He's one of those players that like, he's tweeted it before. After he won Evo, he tweeted like all of his notebook and like all the messages in it and all the notes that he took and stuff. He's a very studious player, so his answers are very like specific. He does a really good job of being like, what can my character do? And I will have the exact answer to every situation because I've studied it and like practiced it. On the other hand, I like what Semiij has done a little bit. Oh, I tried to get the whip punish. Where he's backed up and then jumped back and thrown fans to air the fire pillar. That's like a really like, okay, I know that you're going to go for the fire pillar, so I'll jump and then look for it there. That float was perfect, but the jump 2 didn't quite hit. Yeah, amplifies for the knockback, straight boulder. The geyser whiff, that's a punish. He waited for the roll. Damn. Okay, he only got the down 1 punish, but yeah. This is fatal blow confirmed, nice and easy. 2 hits of the string. Boom. Fatal blow off the table for Semiij, but we saw that he can actually get a lead and close this out without it. So I think it just depends on how he makes reads on the zoning. Close teleport that time. Man, that hits so high. Semiij with a neutral jump. We see a lot of neutral jumps out of him. That's one of the main spacing tools he uses as Katana. Close teleport again. Dragon's been committing to far teleport more and more. And I think Semiij just probably didn't expect it a few times. Missed the combo. There was no breakaway anyway. As in, he chose not to break away. He had it available. Yeah, blocks the geyser. That's when you have a chance to move. Geyser's pretty negative, so you see double dash after from Semiij. And one thing he hasn't been hit by too much is the straight boulder. He's done a really good job of actually moving in and not jumping too much from a range where a straight boulder will come out and clip you.
Let's hope Semiij doesn't live to regret that. When you're mounting a comeback, you need to land every
Oh, back to just out of range. I like that he finished the string for space, though. That was a good choice. Down 1 check. Nice. Didn't try standing 1. Didn't try anything crazy. Just clean down 2. That could have been a jump, float, bait, but it didn't work. Katana cannot parry all of the zoning options. And that's the thing is, like, when you just sit there and you're looking for the parries and stuff, that's when Cetrion can just, like, walk back and let it whiff, or she can try to use the geyser, or she can try to use other moves. There's a lot of characters like that who have projectile counters, but they don't work on certain projectiles from Cetrion or Scarlet, or like the Sand Trap from Garrus, or, you know, it depends on which one they have.
think the big thing was I feel like we spent most of the
Yeah, I think neutral jumping is a useful thing to have in your game, specifically when you're a character like Katana, who has the fans, and people want to walk up and try to check you, and she has the float available as well, so she's one of those characters that, you know, you can just be like, alright, let me walk up, play in this range, look for my neutral jump twos. Yeah, you can see her parry the boulder, and immediately after parrying the boulder, Dragon does the geyser to try to check it, and after he blocks the geyser, he does reversal square wave, immediately just to cover space.
Semiij just taking that momentum and he's riding that wave, man.
Man, he tried. Damn, that was sick.
Very unorthodox strategy for Dragon, but the back two stretching out. Semiij
Back two is really, really good from Katana. Starts her best string that she's going to use most of the time for confirms or pressure. And also back two by itself is 0 on block. Makes it an awesome move to stagger with.
Oh, I like this. Semiij challenging with fans a little bit more. He's at the very least getting crates.
See the walk up from Dragon? That's really the only mix up he's going to be able to use with Cetrion, right? Is he blocks the string, walk up, delay, so that he's hoping he tries to tech. That's what he wants. This is really the mix up that this character gets. That's what you got. Waz is a Mafia beast, yes. No down two or anything. He's probably waiting for the float, to be honest. Nice. Fatal blow reaction to the fans. It was just a little over 300, so it should probably kill.
Come down to who can defend.
Hit them all. No, this is definitely it.
No, it is not. And the shields coming clutch. How will
Oh
Semiij
my
react? He had
god, that was a really good try. I think if he threw a fan, it would have been a trade in his favor, but he probably wouldn't have killed him.
Puts a little flame under her ass. That's all. No
That
big deal.
would have been such a crucial round for Semiij to win as well, taking that fatal.
Yeah, that string, no crushing blow unless it's counter hit or punish.
If he could have won that, the momentum would have been on his side, if anything else. But unfortunately now,
I like the down three check at the end.
he's gonna get hit confirmed by Semiij.
Breakaway. And you know, that's the thing about Dragon, is that he spends his defensive meters a lot on breakaway, but she just spends them in general all the time, right? Cetrion's a character that's very meter heavy on that. Wow, finish the overhead string. That's unsafe, actually, but I guess he hasn't gone for it that much, so he felt like it was a good time to bring it out.
If you look at Semiij's last 8 or 9 movement options, they were flawless block the rock, forward dash, use the square boost to get in, wake up, tech roll.
Nice anti-air. Oh my
Super
god.
aggressive, and
He didn't have another offensive meter to enhance the geyser, but that was really great. Chip damage now, Dragon's chilling. Yup, forward roll. He tried. He tried to get in with the forward roll, but the thing is that you can see Cetrion's ability to cut off the screen is just a little bit more powerful against a character like Katana, and when she does have to be the one to approach, that's where it gets hard, you know? She's not a character that really excels when that's the way the game has to go. Man, Dragon is good. Sonic versus Dragon Winners Finals. Unexpected, I think. Two of the best NRS players in the modern era, for sure. And two of the best to ever play the game. They're both so good.